Hi everybody, welcome back to OG Reflections. This is my channel. I'm an English teacher, a writer and thinker. I started YouTube a few years ago as a content creator, just, to share some of my experience, and now I'm back at it again. And as a teacher, today I'm going to be reacting to a clip from a film. It's called The Ron Clark Story. The Ron Clark Story. It's a real life story of a real person, a real teacher called Ron Clark, an American. He used to teach at an American school, and apparently he went one of the worst schools ever, one of the worst, students community ever, and this is a real story of his, revolutionary way, I guess, of teaching. So as a teacher, I'm going to be reacting to that. This is actually a film, and the main actor is Matthew Perry. You know Matthew Perry from Friends, and let's see what happens in this clip. Okay, here we go.
Crazy man on Friday, I think he's gone for good.
Okay, so obviously from the beginning you can tell the students, they're probably elementary or middle school, 10, they're not 10 years old, probably 11 or 12 maybe, so they're probably upper elementary or middle school. Because remember, it's an American school, so they have their own systems, different grades and stuff. Yeah, I taught an American school before, and I was teaching grade 4 and 5, so they were a little bit younger than that probably. Okay, he's in class and he's got all these milk cartons in front of him.
Within these four walls,
apparently that's his way of, getting their attention.
Or you can be a family.
Easily get distracted by everything.
Within these four walls can be the end of your story,
okay,
or you can make it a beginning. A beginning
he's not paying attention.
that is better than anything you ever imagined.
I mean, the students look quiet at the moment.
Since I got here, you have not listened to me once.
Okay, he's going to try and bargain.
So, here's the deal. Today, we are going to learn grammar. If you are quiet and you listen, every 15 seconds, I will drink a chocolate.
Nobody likes grammar, right? Everybody hates this word.
If you can do it.
Right. It's best to teach something without actually mentioning the name. Sometimes the name is just
do we have a deal?
too formal and boring.
Okay, good.
But when you teach it automatically, that sometimes
this is not for you to eat.
Works.
I want you to watch the clock, and every 15 seconds, bang the
Okay,
jar
so he's
with
gonna
the
try and get their attention.
Alright.
He's left this boy in charge.
When I hear the
Give him
gong,
a
I
job,
will
which is
slam
always a good
down
technique.
one of these. The time starts now.
Okay, he's gonna try and drink
Every
the chocolate milk.
sentence
All of it.
has a subject and a verb.
Okay, writing a sentence on the board.
Shut up, Alina.
I guess you guys don't want to see me drink all
Okay,
the chocolate
I'm
milk.
gonna stop it here actually. Obviously, I don't know the context and I don't know the level of the students, and I don't know if they ever want to interact. But writing a sentence on the board and sometimes just talking, then it's very, very. I mean, it's not interactive. Okay, there has to be a lead-in, usually at the beginning of a class, right? A lead-in or what do you call it? Like an icebreaker, right? But if you just write, say, oh, today I'm teaching grammar and I write a sentence on the board. Okay, what's the task? Okay, give me a task as a student. You have to give the students a task. Okay. Interesting.
The verb expresses action in the sentence.
Okay, bear in mind this of course was many years ago, before like computers and before smart boards and all these interactive games and colors and whatnot. But the traditional way was to write on the board, and this is a whiteboard obviously. not even the students are writing, he's the one who's writing. So, you know, things have changed from back then, obviously. Right, still drinking.
In this sentence,
okay, well, it's his first time to get their attention, and to be honest, if I was in his situation, I would be just faking. Like, you could just put it, you know, on your mouth, but not actually drink it. Just pretend. That's number one. And I've done other crazy stuff as well as a teacher to get the students' attention. So there are many other ways as well, right? Something related to sounds, something related to charts, like reward and, you know, and reinforcement and whatnot. That's very good. Again, he's still writing a lot. It needs to be interactive. The students need to engage, right? I'm not sure if they're focused on the lesson or are they just focused on him trying not to vomit.
now, can anybody tell me the verb in this
Okay,
sentence?
that's the second whiteboard that he has. Interesting.
Feels?
Yes, yes,
Okay, now he's asking a question
yes.
and they're answering. Sort of he's gained their sort of a little bit of their trust because they're making fun, right? It's always important to have a fun lesson, man. Always very important. Okay, excellent. That was a nice clip. Okay, something else I need to mention, obviously, when you're teaching grammar or when you're teaching verbs, because he was teaching subject and verbs, there are two different types of verbs, right? You know, just to make it very general, there's an action verb and there's a linking verb, right? An action verb, you could always, when you're coming to explain action, what does action mean, right? So you could say, for example, I'm going to write, I'm going to jump, okay, I'm going to read, and so on, all of that to get their attention. So you need to use a lot of visuals and body gestures and whatnot. Action verb, okay? Whereas a linking verb is something that describes, okay? So it's words, could be like is, are, am, was, were, for example. He is a teacher, for example, okay? He's a football player and so on, right? There's no action in this sentence. There's is. I'm describing he equals a football player, he equals a teacher, okay? So you need to differentiate and usually start with the action verbs first, okay? That makes it much easier because people can see the actions, right? Usually more than not, right? They can see the actions. Anyway, that was a very interesting clip. As a teacher, obviously this is a little bit outdated, as I said, but it's a good lead-in or as a first lesson just to get their attention. And it was successful apparently in the real Ron Clark story. So yeah, that was interesting. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video and check out the rest of my channel. I have a lot of different contents as a teacher, as a writer, as a thinker, and this is my YouTube channel. I hope you liked this video. Please give us a like, a share, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Okay, good. Thank you very much. Bye bye.